Hi, John here. Welcome back to Kingdom Warrior Fitness. It is week 2, day 4. Today's another core training, and it's all about planks. We're going to start it off with a plank, opposite knee to your opposite arm. So, like for instance, you'll be on your forearms on the ground in a plank position. You'll be taking your right knee, crossing it over to your right arm while your other arm's in the plank position, and then your left knee to your right arm. The next exercise is your plank march. You're just going to be in a plank position, lifting your legs straight up in the air behind you. And then the third exercise is plank, same knee to same arm, same concept as the first, except now you're not alternating arms to your knees. 2 sets, 30 each leg. And then that brings us on to the daily verse. Today is James 1, 19 through 20. It's about communication. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let any man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. This is great advice for any person and how they communicate with any person. So how does it say we're supposed to start off? We're slow to speak. Some people just talk too much. Some people run their mouth, and that's going to get them in trouble. Listen, don't just look at the other person while they talk, nodding your head, going, yeah. Listen to what they say. That's going to help you out in an abundance of ways. How many of us have ever been in a conversation, nodding our head, acting like we've agreed, and we are completely thinking about something else in our own head and not focusing on that? And how many times has that ever come up and bit you in the rear end and gotten you in trouble because they say, well, didn't you hear me say that? I just told you that. Were you not listening? Yep, I wasn't listening. The next thing is slow to speak. Like I said before, some of us just talk too much, and sometimes our words get us into trouble. Especially what the third and the most important part of this verse is about is being slow to wrath. I share this verse because wrath is something that I struggled with for a long time. I had a hot temper, and every now and then it sparks up, but I have to repent and ask for forgiveness. And that is exactly what we should be doing. There is a time and place for righteous anger. An example of that the best example is when Jesus was overturning the tables in the temple. Do you think he just went around and just knocked over the tables? No, he was angry. He had a righteous way, and first and foremost, he's God. He had every right to be angry in that situation. There might be situations where you have a right to be angry. They're very few and far between. However, most of the time when you get angry, it's not a very good reason. It's not a godly reason to get angry. And you should repent, not only to God, but you should repent to the person that you got angry at. I have to even do this when I get too mad and get angry at my kids. I have a 3-year-old son, and I've yelled at him when he didn't deserve it, or even if he did deserve it, he doesn't deserve to be yelled at. He might deserve to get in trouble and get talked to and punished, but he does not deserve to be yelled at. So when I do yell at my son, I have to humble myself and say, hey, my son's name is Grayson. I'm sorry. Daddy was wrong. I was inappropriate. I was very naughty and yelling at you. Can you please forgive me? I am a sinner for doing that. And you'll be surprised at how much a kid can forgive you, and their whole demeanor will change right before your eyes and bring tears to your face. When I ask him, hey, can you please forgive me because I need your forgiveness? You were wrong in doing whatever that I was mad at, but I was wrong too. And they'll see that, and they'll know that it's not a behavior that they're supposed to do, because you don't want to, especially if you have kids, you don't want them being raised with that trait as it's acceptable. And it's your spouses. If you yell at your spouse, if you yell at your coworkers, if you yell at your boss, at anybody, it doesn't really matter. You should humble yourself and ask them for forgiveness and say that you're sorry, and calm yourself, and then have an effective communication with them. That brings us on to the reading is Genesis 24 through 25, Psalm 4, and Mark 9. Get through that today. That's a pretty quick workout. It's not easy though. This one always challenges me. I'm not good at planks, so that's one reason why I didn't show you them. If you needed to look them up, there's YouTube videos out there, people better at them than me, to show you. I hope this video is a blessing to you. God bless you all.